Love it. I'm super excited about this. I'm genuinely excited about this because this is like we're witnessing a step that leads to a potential huge milestone for a lot of these companies. And one lucky, well-prepared entrepreneur is going to achieve a huge prize that will open gateways and open doors for the business plan and their business story. So owning your business allows you to design your life the way that you want it to be, with whatever you find important to you, whether that's helping others, saving the environment, putting family first. When you achieve these goals, it makes it that much more rewarding. So one of the things that I enjoy to see in business in general is all the hard work that people put into it and the results that you get to craft your own life afterwards. One of my favorite quotes comes from a movie, from a Rocky movie, ironically, that I think I relate to a lot to business, which is that the strength of a person isn't measured by how hard they can hit, by how hard they can get hit and keep moving forward. And I've been in the business world myself for, I would say, 20 years or so. And I just see entrepreneur after entrepreneur who are conquering these obstacles. And it reminds me of great stories like Henry Ford, like Walt Disney, like Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, who just face all these barriers and they stand back up every time they fall. And that's what we're going to witness today. With that, I want to welcome everybody to the 2021 What's Your Pitch competition. So today's the 7th annual What's Your Pitch Innovation Competition, hosted by the USPAACC Asian American Chamber of Commerce. It was created in 2014. The competition seeks promising and innovative startups from diverse industries. Competitors will pitch their ideas to a panel of expert judges for a chance to win over $40,000 of cash prizes. Competitors will have the opportunity to be coached by venture capitalists, successful entrepreneurs, angel investors, and Fortune 1000 executives. Since 2017, a building in Jersey City called TRYVE Studios, where he created a co-working space for creative media and industry workers. As the Northeast chapter president, Kwa uses his entrepreneurial knowledge, resources, and connections to assist diverse owned small businesses in the Northeast region to help them develop and grow their businesses. It's my pleasure to turn the mic over to Kwa for a few open remarks.
Hey everybody and audience and those that are watching, and thanks Ryan. As Ryan said, I'm the president for the USPAACC Northeast chapter, and I guess I want to tell you what our mission is. Our mission is really to be the gateway to corporate and government contracts, but just a little bit more than that. It's really to help us to promote and propel economic growth, represent a very diverse ethnic group, which is, obviously we want to be in the minority in Southeast Asia, and you got the East and South, and Pacific Islanders, supporting contract relationships, right? I know for USPAACC, they supported my businesses. I have a contract with the Federal Reserve as well, and it's been great working with them. We advocate for minority businesses, not just Asians. Obviously I got Roberto Clemente behind me. We work very closely as a chapter, we work very closely with the statewide Hispanic Chamber out in New Jersey as well. And so it's the more the merrier. We're all in the same pot. And we love to do this type of platforms. So investors and VCs and whoever wants to, it's about investing into the future, right? Embracing diversity. So my thing about the pitch competition is more than just a pitch competition. It's about people being on the platform allows us to move it forward. By you participating in the platform, it's more than just someone winning and losing. It's not about that. We're all winning in this practice. And if you're viewing it, you're watching the archive, you're supporting the entrepreneurs who are part of the competition, then you're supporting the things that I just listed above. So yes, Ryan told me I own several different businesses. I'm actually doing another startup. And I wish $40,000 actually helps me, but it's a more of a seven-figure type of startup that we have to do. And I do own an 8,000 square foot building. We're located in Jersey City. That's where headquarters are at as a chapter. And what we plan to do as we go into the post-pandemic is that we'll be opening up to live networking events, maybe a hybrid events in the future. We'll be running programs, educational programs, training, and obviously we want to be able to match make people as a member with our chamber to work with other contracts. So and other individuals and other type of B2B scenarios. So with that, I want to wish everyone luck. Thank you for watching and being part of the competition. And Brian, back to you.
Thanks, Kwa. All right, so now let me introduce to you guys who the judges are going to be. First up, we have Nisha. Nisha Balwini is a second-generation CEO of RCI Technologies, an information technology powerhouse that unites people, processes, and technology to create high-value technical solutions for government agencies and mission-driven companies. RCI was founded over 4 decades ago and has an advanced, award-winning, highly respected firm within both public and private sectors. She entered the CEO role this past January and is especially proud to continue their women-owned and led legacy as she leads the company into the next generation of growth. Prior to this role, Nisha led business development at RCI, graduated from Columbia Business School with an MBA in technology and entrepreneurship, and founded Rentilia, the first US-based brand to provide South Asian formal wear as a rental service. Welcome, Nisha.
Thank you. Super excited to be here and excited to hear from all the contestants.
Awesome. Next up, we have Brian. Brian is the Director of Tech Programs at Decode, joining the team at the beginning of 2021, and after 3.5 years of managing ML programs at Caldera, the acquired Fast Forward Labs in New York City. Prior, Brian ran financials for advanced manufacturing startup and Topology, and co-founded a program for the development of assistive technology for people with disabilities. Earlier in his career, Brian served 16 years in the CIA, contextualizing data and decision-making for making the case for emerging technology, including several years as a business manager for the government in QTEL strategic investment relationships. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you. Really glad to be here, and yeah, looking forward to hearing from all the contestants.
Awesome. And last up, we have Henry. Henry runs an investment operations in Palm Drive Capital, at Palm Drive Capital, a venture firm based in New York City, investing in early stage technology startups on a global scale. As an investor, Henry leads the investments at the pre-seed, seed, Series A, and Series B stages. He currently sits on the board of directors for 2 startups, providing business and investment advice. Prior to his work with Palm Drive Capital, Henry worked with EINC Capital on their equity team. Thank you all for joining, and welcome, Henry.
Thank you.
Okay. So with that, now we're going to go into a little bit of housekeeping and rules. Meaningful examples and practical applications, quality of the slide deck, and presentation style. Q&A scores will be based on your ability to understand the questions, market opportunity, strategy, proposition, distinctive competitiveness, intellectual property, financials, investments, potential, and exit strategies. Audience to vote for their favorite pitch of the day. There will be a 10-minute break for our first 5 competitors.
Groups and
as they hear scoring,
Live networking as well.
With that,
The most
verification
to move.
have any other questions? I think we are ready.
Give everyone like a minute.
I appreciate that. Thank you. So next up, we have EINC. Okay.
Sorry, I'm muted.
Oh, there you
Always-
go.
Sorry about that.
Perfect.
Yeah, stay with me. I know we have a break coming, so
Yeah. So right after this, we have a break, 10-minute break. Okay,
Roger,
perfect.
sir.
All right. So you are all set to go. Ready?
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right.
Floor is all
Good
yours.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Shawn, and I'm the founder and CEO of EINC. Gladly failed many startups since high school and graduated with IT at University of Maryland and worked as a federal consultant in DC and currently serving as an Army Reserve officer in Northeast Cyber Protection Center. TRYVE is an organization retention and career incentivization tracking platform, giving controls to employees to grow with the team and build a better organization. Unconventionally, I'm going to start off with my organization as we are talking about that. We are a team of more than 20 people, most being developers, 95% of whom are not being paid, including our CTO who has experience in raising startups to $100 million in the past and has preferred to take only little stock equity because we all believe in the vision. Our company currently raised seed of 30,000 in a couple months with 3% equity for capital. So let me ask audience a few questions to think about. Have you ever failed to achieve certain goals or lack motivations? Do you invest in the most important investments? Do you know the exact reason why your employees leave the company? So to answer, if all of this questions pertains to any of you, our software is definitely for your organization. To answer the questions earlier, a little bit more statistically, 92% of the people who set New Year goals never achieves them. And billionaire Warren Buffett said, best investment is in yourself. And right now, the great resignation has started, including big techs, and millions of workers are saying, I quit. So those are some big statistics that we're gonna really follow on with our software. So originally, now we have the software solution that connects our organization leaders with its members. We initially designed the app to be used for public use on the app stores for everyday people. However, we realized there is a lot of technology and investment that needs to be resolved for in the public space. Before we flip the coin to succeed within the app market, we gave us a chance to pivot our company, much like many great companies has done, just like Amazon did with their online ebook store to e-commerce giant today. We pivoted ourselves to a smaller market targeting B2B businesses. Our company realized our software is used better target organization for retention and career tracking. Much of the functionality is the same anyways to our public idea. So there's no loss in development. So TRYVE will bootstrap our funding and revenue as a very small startup, and that will be the best chance of waiting for the right timing to go public for funding and scaling up. The dev team is expecting launch beta by next month, hot leaded by 4 SME that has already pre-planned to sign up for their enterprises, and then giving away free to hundreds of nonprofits that we're looking into right now that we're going to kind of write it off on taxes, but at the same time getting the users' feedback and to perfect our actual product, because users' feedback is what drives the software to be perfect. We're not trying to create a new market here. We're only here to fill in the gap, and not many organizations have just gotten it right. So here's the solution we can get it right on. So here are some of the solutions we offer is motivate, improve performance, strengthen workplace culture, and reducing admin time with automations. And main thing I wanted to really point out here is that the giving control over destinies, one's career and happiness level into the hands of actual employees and the members is what's so different about our software. They get to choose which goals they want to pursue, and they can really grow within there. So here is what our admin portal looks like on www.tryve.app to populate goals for organizations, leaders' perspective, and be able to collect and track the data for them. And here's a good example of how TRYVE on the app stores and stuff like that can be used. It's not an entire UI, these are some of just main functions that I wanted to point out. So we have the search function here, where you can search any goals that you want to pursue. And then after that, after you finish the goal or event, you are going to be reminded by the app of the frequency of keep checking and verifying that you're on the task. So there, we also have a 3-step verification system where just to make sure that no one's cheating. So we have the AI filter, making sure that any Photoshop or verifications or any of the false locations and stuff like that are not being shared. And we have the second verification, which is the community-based. And as soon as you submitted your goal, we have community-based I call it peer-to-peer verification system, where community gets to report any of the falsifying verifications out there. And for last resort, we also have the admin team here and ready to serve as a customer service. We collect reward after verification and surprises reward. And that's one of our secret sauce where psychology is heavily invented within our app. So here's our psychology. One of the many comes from gaming industries and casinos to make the experiences more interactive. Also, how you reward people really matters. As you can see from the study from 1973, but over-justification effect is definitely a thing, but for the time issues, I'm going to kind of skip over that. Most important thing that you need to really know from here, that surprise reward is actually the best way to go. So here's some of our competitions. Why TRYVE is so different to our competitors like Bonusly, which gives gift cards and determines from the app's guidance, and Sweatcoin and StepBed, which just gives you a little bit of incentive for walking. I believe it's like about 100,000 steps just to get $1 of gift card. So how TRYVE is different is you're not tied down to an app policy or who is more popular to win a bonus, but improving a betterment of yourself and your choices and the path that you choose through the app. So next thing, we have the revenue model here. So right now we're estimating our beta launch by September 21st. We're going to be mainly getting our revenue from organizational license, just like the 4 SME hot leads and those are just hot leads that I recruited. So those are, we have so much more potential in the future. And we have a nonprofits organization that is going to give us hundreds and hundreds of feedbacks. And we also have a sponsorship where customized brand events can be hosted by some of the sponsors with the partnership of certain companies. And we also have data that can be collected only in accordance with the client or the company that we're working with. And here's on the left, we have the general public side that we are going to hopefully scale up and bootstrap to create revenue from. And again, sponsorship is one of them. And we also have data from everyday users. And we also have premium side, but the most important thing, how Robinhood, for example, makes money is through back margin and holding the money from the users. So here's some of the TRYVE categories, but a lot of the in closing statement that I wanted to mention. Do you want to know what type of career your employees want to? Oh, okay. Do you want to know what type of career employees want to make in your organization? Do you want to stay longer? Do you want them to stay longer? And why not give them the option to really grow with your company? And possibility of this app are endless. And there are so many categories that not many apps can actually partake. For example, our competitors like Sweatcoin and StepBeds. I think that is all for my presentation. I can definitely go into our questions already.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you. It's definitely a unique concept, at least to me it is. I know that you mentioned that there's a few other, I did see Sweatcoin in the past. I haven't tried it, but I definitely will after this. So let's jump into our judges. Brian, can you go first?
Sure. I was wondering, how can a company enable their own goals? So, and lots of companies will have certain activities or challenges. How can they do that on the app?
So just like the admin portal, you can. This is admin portal populated by our TRYVE admin website. So for example, a company with our TRYVE liaison will be able to create any goals for their employees or for their members much as possible within complete freedom and complete creativity. For example, you can have a cultural event and stuff like that. And then, or for example, shown by, sorry, the whole thing is getting on me. For example, if you want to earn a AWS certification through many developers as possible for your company, you can set that as a goal and put a surprise reward on it. So it's basically kind of like in the old Wild West where you put a wanted list on the spreadsheet, and then everyone goes into it and everyone looks through what they want to do in life and what they want to do in career, and they just pick and pursue that career and pursue that. And then we collect all that career tracking data, and we collect all the what people are really interested within the company and organizations.
Okay, and then feed that back into the organization. You'd mentioned the challenges can be, if somebody's cheating, there's a community that can follow up on that. How big is that community, and is that adjustable? So is it just people within the company, or is it like general public in the geographic area?
So it is, the community is based on, for the enterprise, is based on your community. So if you are a part of, like, for example, Boeing, which is part of, if we are a contract with the Boeing, you will be part of the community of Boeing, and people within Boeing will be able to kind of see through, because it wouldn't make sense for other companies and other users to, correct your wrongs, right? So, but in a public sense, it will be just community and categories that you're part of. For example, if you're part of the sleep category, you will be only allowed to see on your feed page, just like Instagram, only the community of your that is associated with sleep.
Thank you.
Right, perfect. Henry, do you have any questions?
No, I think I'm good for now.
All right, awesome. Nisha, any thoughts, questions, feedback?
Yeah. Thank you, Shawn, for sharing this. I really like the mindset behind this. As someone who is actually running a company right now with employees, I feel like I always want to encourage them to like take a break and like get steps and things like that. So I can understand the motivation behind a product like this. What I would love to learn more about is, how have you validated your assumption around a product like this retaining employees? Do you have any data around employee retention and companies that have seen success there?
So most of it actually we didn't because of startup of being a small scale, we don't actually have a professional statistic. But from my experiences of starting up many companies and having multiple employees, going revolving door of employees. So, and then the fact that we're able to have 20+ employees who are all like doing this voluntarily, I can definitely tell that this type of idea and then this type of method works, but we don't have a professional statistic data. But I can definitely tell that if we did a extensive professional statistic data on this, that this will definitely tell that a lot of the consultancy, a lot of the organizations will definitely love to have some sort of retention program, and they already have a lot of like big companies like Deloitte already has their own platform, but this is more extensive down to what the employees and the members really want within their organization. So that's the real focus.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing to think about moving forward, that when someone's up for renewal, if this software was up for renewal, I would love to be like, you retained, this much of my workforce. So that's definitely something I would think about moving forward.
Yeah.
That's a great question, and great insight. Yes, we still have about a minute or so left. Any final thoughts, feedback that the judges can provide in the meantime?
Just one quick question. So how many people are working on the software and the development, or how big is your team?
Actually, great question. So more than half of our team are developers. We're very software. As you guys probably know from some of you owning technology companies, technology companies need to be like at least 70% developers or something like that. Because so we have more than half, about 11 people working full-time, well, not full-time, but voluntarily working on this, including the CTO that I mentioned earlier.
Perfect. And if you don't have any other questions, I think we're ready for a 10-minute break. So I thank you for your presentation. And I
Thank
thank
you.
everybody for who's watching. I hope it's the very educational experience for everybody. So yeah, we're gonna take a quick 10-minute break. We'll come back in a little while, and we'll have our last 5 contestants, do their pitches.